Let me ask you, are you looking for a sick, fat metalcore snare that sounds like this? Well, make sure you stick around and watch this full tutorial because I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. What's up, guys? Before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you like this video and you find it really useful, make sure to give it a like and make sure to leave a comment. I respond to all of them. So if you're looking for that fat, sick snare sound, I'm about to show you how to do it. Watch as I use GGD's Architect's One Kit Wonder and I blend it with my one shots, and I also do a little bit of blending with Modern and Massive 2 to achieve this sound. June 14th is getting really close. You're seeing me talk about it on every single video, on every single live stream. If you're not a part of the YouTube member section yet, make sure you join ASAP so you can be a part of that live stream drawing where I'm giving away my personal Adams F7 studio monitors. So make sure you join my YouTube member section where you can get access to all of my past live streams that are private only for members, hundreds of hours of footage on there, mixing chains, mastering chains, drum chains, guitar chains, all the signal chains. We've built a really cool community here full of awesome audio engineers and great people. We would love to have you. All right, guys, here's the playthrough, and make sure you stick around for the tutorial where I show you how I get that fat snare sound. So today I'm going to show you a secret on how I get this thick snare that you just listened to. It takes a little bit of blending, but it's all good. Check it out. So we're going to pull up Modern and Massive 2 and I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to copy and paste my drums, and I just want to use one of the snares in Modern and Massive 2. Yes, this can be kind of crazy because it's two different softwares. I get that. But here, I'm going to delete everything besides the snare, and then the snare sounds like this. So that's what the snare sounds like. This kit is available on my website. I've just taken everything out besides the actual snare itself, and I'm blending it up here with two other snares. This is One Kit Wonder Architects, and if you've watched my course, How to Mix Drums in Less Than 1 Hour, a lot of this is going to be pretty familiar, but check it out. I have the Architects snare here, which I love. I love the thickness of it. And then we're also running my Dusty Bowls Modern Metalcore one-shot snare number 8, okay? And we're blending these to achieve this sound. Now, let me mute the Modern and Massive snare, and I want you to listen to the difference. It's not much, but it's enough to make a difference in the mix. But in the entire mix, it sounds really solid. Now, check it out. I have some EQ on here. I just pulled out some basic frequencies in like the 300 range, the 400 range, and took a little bit of that high shelf down. Next, we're hitting it with the Renaissance Axe, okay? This one is really, really important because it's creating that slam effect. Next, we're just throwing in a little bit of T-Rex Clipper on here. I love this plugin. And then let's go into this guy right here with some Pro Q. Got some cuts at 111. We've got one at 205. We've got one at 407. And a little bit of that thickness boost right there. A little bit of high-end boost as well. Boom. Pro C. Love this compressor. Super, super solid. So we're really just slamming that snare in particular. Now, if we listen back to just the Architects and my one-shots, we lost a little bit of room, right? So now listen. We got that thickness back there. So one thing I want to note here is the snare room that we have going in the Architects One Kit Wonder. Listen to this. That's making up a lot of the tone that we hear. You always want to make sure you have some good snare room on that snare to create a little bit of thickness and a little bit of natural reverb. Again, I think it's really important to have a snare sound that cuts through the mix. And where I'm getting that, the biggest one is my one shot here. And that's snare number 8 once again. Now that high end is cutting, and then the Architect snare right here The girth of the snare is now coming from the Architects. And then the snare that we're blending with Modern and Massive 2 is really taking up the mid-range. So altogether, it's just creating a better sounding snare for me. And 2 of these are GGD snares, so they're gonna have a similar sound, which is great. That's what I want. I want something to sound like it's all the same. Now, what are we gonna do with these snares? Here we go. When you're done compressing and EQing them, for God's sakes, send these snares to its own snare bus right here. Now notice my snare room is going to its own room bus. It's not even going to the snare bus. It's going to a room bus, which is right here. So with that being said, I have a snare mix bus right here that's essentially controlling how much volume I'm throwing at it. So now I'm going to take the fader down. You'll hear that snare start to deplete out of the mix. First thing, on your snare bus, you want a little bit of that max bass, right? You definitely want a little bit of that girth, and max bass is a great one for that digital sound. Next, EQ it to taste with your E-channel strip. This is a solid one. You could totally copy these settings if you like. Finally, pull out all those nasty frequencies. What am I talking about? Well, let's bypass it and I'll show you. There's a lot of nasty low end that comes with some of these samples that I love to just get out. Last 2 plugins on the snare bus is a clipper, and then I'm compressing it again with LA2A. Someone tell me they wouldn't do this. That's totally fine. Maybe it lose transients. I don't know. I really like it. This is just my style. Doesn't mean it has to work for you. Now the biggest one here, where do you want to send that to? Send that to a drum mix bus, right? To throw a little bit of saturation on it, more compression and things like that. This is the big one, Decapitator. To just bypass Decapitator now, listen. That really shows you we lost a lot on that snare drum. Now let's listen back with Decapitator on. Decapitator does a lot, dude. This is the best saturator on the market. Next, you can hit it with a little bit of that T-Rex clipper right there. If this still isn't making sense to you and you need a little bit more help, check out my course on my website, How to Mix Drums in Less Than 1 Hour. I really go into detail with this Architects One Kit Wonder Kit and I show you everything. This stuff can take a while to dial in, so don't get frustrated. It can get confusing and it can be overwhelming, but I promise if you keep grinding at this and you keep practicing, you will get better. So look guys, if you like videos like this and you want a little bit more in-depth look at all of my signal chains and how I really do things, make sure to join that member section on YouTube, where right away you're going to get entered to win on the live stream drawing on June 14th, where I'm giving away a pair of Adams F7 studio monitors. Second and third place get a Sweetwater gift card for $100 and some cool Drum Now MIDI packs. But the member section is where I really showcase a lot of these real secrets and real chains, so you can have a lot more in-depth look on how this stuff works. You also have direct access to talk to me about helping you with mixing and all of that cool stuff. It's a great community filled with awesome audio engineers. And again, if you want a more in-depth look at all of these signal chains down to a T, then check out my website where I have a Cubase mix and mastered session available. I'm here to help you guys. I appreciate it very much. I hope you like my videos. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time, all right?